Top 5 starts in Crusader Kings 3. Starting out lowest on our list is Iceland. Iceland is one of my favorite starts because it starts isolated from most of the world. It's sort of a free springboard for raiding out into the rest of the world. You don't usually get invaded by really anybody. If someone forms Norway, they might invade you. That's the only time I've really seen that happen. Very rarely Scotland does it much later in the game. You get the option between two different religions because one character starts out Catholic on one half of the island, the other side starts out Asatru. I personally prefer playing as pagans in most of my games. If you don't, then go ahead play a Catholic. Or you could do one of the most fucked up achievements in the game, which is the Perfect Circle achievement, I believe. Where it's just a lot of, let's just say, Alabama shenanigans. The best start to do for that particular achievement is Iceland, just because there's not a lot of people. You start out as a Zoroastrian character. If you're doing that, you'd make a custom Zoroastrian character. And you kind of just do really gross shit on Iceland. But anyways, yeah, it's a great area to start. Isolated, as I said. Perfect for getting the King of All the Isles achievement as well. Great area to start invasions into Britain or into Scandinavia, or both. Fourth on my list is Mongolia, specifically in the 867 start date. You don't want to start as the Emperor of the Kyrgyz Khanate. You also don't want to be Kyrgyz at all. You want to be Mongol, so that you can get the decision to become the Khan of all Khans. The decision is an absolutely insane, overpowered decision. It is the perfect way for you to start a world conquest. You gain access to a massive, I think almost 100,000 strong army that is mostly men-at-arms, most of which are horse archers, which can't be countered by anything other than crossbowmen. You also gain access to mangonels before everybody else in the game. Mangonels are the best siege equipment, period, at this time. Everyone else is using onagers, suddenly you're using mangonels, which siege much faster. I've seen sieges that only take about 7 days with the Mongol Empire. Perfect world conquest. When I did it myself, I didn't make video on it, but I might do that in the future. I made it all the way to Italy and Germany. It's absolutely insane. Overpowered as hell. You also start as an unreformed pagan, and reforming your religion and getting some of the big religion buffs can be pretty easy when you're playing as the Mongols. In our third position is Yorvik. Yorvik has a special place in my heart because this is the first country that I played when I started playing this game. The moment I heard that you could form the Danelaw and Daneland off of that, I played as Yorvik. Well, I didn't exactly form Daneland, mostly because there isn't an achievement based around it. I just ended up killing England and renaming it to Daneland. You start out in a very good position. You immediately get to take over Northumbria. You have expansion opportunities in Scotland, England. You get a kingdom very easily and very quickly, and you start out with 5,000 men, which is a very, very good thing to have when you're starting out in England. You also have very easy to get allies, and those allies are also insanely scary allies, like Ivar the Boneless and Bjorn Ironside. Playing as Yorvik is probably one of the easiest ways to form something like the North Sea Empire, or to just go and take over Normandy, because why the fuck not? Number 2 on my list is the Byzantine Empire. This is a historical favorite of mine, as well as just another favorite playthrough. Whether you play as Basilios Macedon, the actual starting emperor, or a custom character, it's a very fun place to play if you really like to get into the nitty-gritty of inter-vassal conflicts. My personal favorite way to play this area is to make a female character and go diplomacy, because then everybody simps for you and isn't willing to overthrow you. You start out with a very large area of de jure land that you don't own, which gives plenty of vassalization opportunities as well as conquest opportunities. You also start out with a pretty good religion, which is Orthodoxy, and the ability to mend the Great Schism, alongside probably the coolest decision in the game, the ability to reform the Roman Empire. Both of these things go hand in hand because the territories you need in order to take over Rome mostly involve all the holy sites. And once you've done that, you get special events. Whenever you take back a new province, you get a special cool flavor text event specifically for the Roman Empire, and I think you also get the Augustus trait for your leaders. Very fun playthrough, very fun way to play, gigantic empire opportunities, as well as some cool alternate history opportunities, since you get events if you go into Germany or into Scotland, which Rome never historically owned. If you're feeling a little bit crazy, you can start out as a Hellenic character, try climbing your way up to the top. Very hard to do, very hard to pull off. I have a mod coming, though, that might make that a little bit easier. Stay tuned for that. Now, number 1 on my list, if you have been a Crusader Kings fan for a while, a viewer of mine, or if you've just straight up seen a koi fish video, which in all likelihood you probably have seen a koi fish video, then you would not be surprised to know that my number 1 favorite is Hasting. Everything I just told you, every one of those opportunities, every one of those starts, Hasting could do those. If you really want to try as Hasting, you could go make Rome. You could go make the Mongol Empire. You could go take over Iceland. That one's easy as fuck as Hasting. Hasting is one scary motherfucker. He starts out at age 52, and I know you probably, if you've never played him or never seen video on him, you're probably thinking, well, I don't want to start as an old man. Okay, but get this. The guy has whole of body, and he lives a fucking long time, okay? I have not seen a Hasting game where he's died of old age before the age of something like 98. A lot of the time, he'll get past 100 years old, even more. You could stack out as many health buffs as you want on this guy. He will just keep stretching out. One of the things I wanted to do at one point was make him, I think Gujarati is the Indian culture that gives you a health boost, and just try and stack as many health boosts on him as possible. Might still do a video on that at some point. But anyways, he's a great character. You start out with a fuck ton of prestige, a lot of gold, a really good men-at-arms army, expansion opportunities everywhere. If you want to go take over Britain, it's really easy. You could even take over France. That one's a little harder to pull off, but if you do pull it off, having Paris as a Viking is insane. If you've never played him, try him out. If you guys like this kind of format, I'm probably going to be making more videos like this. That's probably about it for the actual content of the video, but I'm going to move on to the after credits stuff or whatever. There's actually another honorable mention, which is Lotharingia. I won't actually swap to them, but this is probably my favorite Carling country to play, because you start out in between everybody. Everybody except West Francia is weaker than you, so expansion opportunities are easy. When Legends of the Dead dropped, it made it a little more difficult to expand as Lotharingia, but still a very fun place to play. Anyways, I know I've been gone a while. I apologize for that, anyone who feels bad about that. The support you guys have given has been absolutely insane, and I mean that wholeheartedly. There were a lot of days where I was having a really bad, stressful time, and being able to open up my phone and see, you know, 3 or 4 people giving me support and saying that it's okay for me to take a break, saying all this shit, like, it's okay for you to, you know, take a step back. It felt really good. And it kind of reminded me that this is why I do this. I don't do it for... I mean, yeah, it feels good to see a high view count. Share with a friend. But I do this because I like making you guys happy. You guys make me happy. This is fun for me. And I would love to be able to do this as a career. And I think we're actually pretty well on the way to doing that. But anyways, thank you guys for your support. If you like this video, go ahead and like, subscribe, leave a comment down below, share this with a friend. We're going to be shooting for 3,000 subscribers. Don't you guys think I didn't notice that we hit 2,000? I am immensely blessed that we have hit that sub count this fast. You can expect more content from me in the future. More videos will be coming out. It'll probably be a little bit of a slightly messier schedule for now. Mostly just because I'm still trying to get my head on straight while trying to make videos like this. I wanted to do this because it's a quick kind of video for me to pull off. I already said the whole like, subscribe thing. I almost tried to do it again. Good God. Anyways, special thanks for all my supporters. We have 2 Baron tier members now, which is pretty crazy. I've had one for a while, and having a second one was like a very nice surprise last week. There's also, of course, the Giga Chads of this channel, the Patreon Knights. Gingivitis, you were the first knight. Major, you were the second knight. Valifor the Foolish, you are the newest knight, and you paid me in a payment method I have never seen before. And that made me, like, laugh my ass off, not in like a bad way making fun of you or anything, but I didn't know the equivalency of that currency to US dollars until now. Because I saw that and I was like, what the hell? 100 of this currency? Or 135, something like that. But anyways, you guys are amazing. The fact you're paying me to do this makes me feel giddy as all hell. And I'll be making more videos. I know I teased the Erebor video and that hasn't come out yet. It will come out. I want to do that still. But just don't expect it to be the next video. It'll probably come out sometime within the month, though. Anyways, see you guys later. I feel like this was a very long end credits. But we don't worry about that. Bye-bye.